Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to one and all. This side Jairaj Nadar representing Inogic in the capacity of sales manager. And I will be your host for the today's session in which we will be seeing our productivity tool called Alerts for Dynamics, which helps the users to create, schedule, manage and alerts within Dynamic 365 CRM so that the right users implement right actions at the right time. So before I deep dive into this session, I would like to inform you that all lines will be muted. In case if you have any questions, you can use the chat window to put your queries. I will be happy to answer all of your queries while having the Q&A session. Let me give you a short brief about Inogic. Inogic is one of the leading service provider and an independent ISV. We are also an exclusive Dynamic 365 CRM boutique shop that has been in the business for more than decades now. We also been active in the CRM community in which our blogs are very popular. As you can see on the screen, these are all the various productivity add-ons which Inogic has to offer. Among all, I would like to talk about some of the key flagship product of Inogic. Starting with Maplytics. Maplytics is a market-leading CFMD certified product which provide capabilities like visualizing CRM data on map, route optimization, smart appointment planner, and much more. Next, I would like to talk about the file storage and management apps that includes SharePoint Security Sync attached to Dynamics. So this is the comprehensive solution for integrating Dynamic 365 CRM with the SharePoint along with the document management. And next, I will talk about omni-channel apps. Yes, you can easily integrate your WhatsApp with the Dynamic 365 CRM for an effective communication with the customers or the prospects across the globe. So apart from this product development, Inogic is also an SI. We do provide an offshore development services by assisting our partners and the customers. So if you need any more information related to any of our productivity add-ons, you can do reach out to us at crm@inogic.com. This is the agenda for the today's session, the need for productivity in the CRM, the features of alerts for Dynamics, followed by live demonstration. And finally, we will be having the Q&A session. So the need for productivity in the CRM, the stats that you see on the screen, which says that 23% of our time spent by the users in emailing. So which is something for any or internal communications or for the coordination, the users spend their time in terms of emailing. And whereas if you see with the help of the push notification, the 90% of the push notifications has a high open rate. If any information or any notification that has been passed to the any users, so the 90% of the push notification has that open rate and the cost borne by a company. So if you see $62.4 million is the cost borne by any company for inadequate internal communications. So keeping these challenges in mind, we have come up with the solution that is alerts for Dynamics, which allows the users to create, schedule, manage the alerts. So it notifies the user at the right time to implement the right action. So what exactly it does is it increases your productivity where you can automate your task and it also increases the efficiency as well. Let's see what all the key features that alerts for Dynamics has to offer. So automation using criteria or an events. So any event that has been performing in the system. So like, let's say a lead has been assigned or record has been updated or status has been changed. So any event that has been occurring on the system, it gets notified to the users depending upon the target audience whom you have set. So yes, that is something doable. And also the email digest workflow. So if you get a lot of notification in the notification panel and you wanted to compile this notification and you send it in a single email to any of your you want that all the notification in an interval level, whether on a daily, weekly, or a monthly basis, all those notification. So that is something doable with the help of email digest workflow and the alert duration. So you can define when you wanted to start the alert and end the specific alert and set the priority as well. So how critical the alert is or how important the alert is. If you wanted to send it as a critical, you can define it as a alert categories as a critical, warning, or an information as well. And auto dismissible and dismissible is something pretty much straightforward. Like if you wanted to set the alert as in dismissible, that is something you can configure it within the application. Or if you wanted to set it as auto dismissible, yes, the user is given that choice as well. And next you see the post notification. So I hope you all aware about the post notification within the dynamic CRM, but using that post notification within our application, you can tag the users. If you wanted to send any message to any of the users by tagging it, something that is very much doable using the alerts for dynamics. You can simply tag the username and what information that you wanted to pass it or a message that you want to send it, that you can do it and that user will get notified. And you define the target audience. As I said, the define audience, like whom you wanted to notify the alerts so that the user can implement the right action. So that is something the administrator can able to easily configure or define the target audience whom you wanted to send the alert. The display options. So how you wanted to send those alert, whether you wanted to notify as a pop-up, form notification, or an email notification, all three options are pretty much available. So it's up to the user's choice how they configure it, whether they which way you wanted to send is alert, whether a pop-up, form, or an email. That is something doable. And the snooze notification. So as you all know, like if you wanted to get stay focused without any additional notification or anything that you wanted to hit on your CRM and you wanted to set this later in the day or any custom duration that you wanted to set it, there's something that snooze notification is pretty much uh, is available within the application. And the search notification is that in the notification panel, we do have a search bar options where you can search for any of the notification that if you are looking out for, let's say lead contacts or any cases that if you have been assigned, if you are looking out for something that is available. And rich text notification. So not only you can notify the users with the common messages, but however, we do support the rich text notification as well. So let's see all of this in a live action in the alerts for Dynamics application. Let me switch to my CRM window. Perfect. So for the webinar and the demonstration purpose, I've configured alerts for Dynamics a model-driven application with the three different users. So let me explain you why the reason behind the three different user is that. So Frederick is is the sales manager of this organization who has been having say organization level access or sales manager role. And on the other window, I've logged in with the other salesperson, that is Aman, who is the salesperson of this organization. So now whenever the Frederick, the other user, the David, which has been logged in with the other window. So while showing that, I will explain you what exactly that salesperson also gets notified as well. So for the scenario or the real-time scenario, let me tell you how it works. So being the Frederick as a sales manager, if they wanted to assign any leads to the salesperson, that is Aman, the other salesperson, how that user will get notified that the notification has been something, a new notification that is notified. So if you see in the bell icon, so this is bell icon along with the red dot, that how we see in the LinkedIn, in the Facebook, like whenever any notification that has been coming up, you see something with the red dot, right? Or the highlighting that. So that's how you're also within the dynamic CRM, the bell icon along with the red dot indicates that a new notification has been notified. Let's see how that works over here. So I'm taking one of the lead and assigning that lead to the other salesperson and see how that lead gets assigned over here. So for an example, from the Frederick, being the sales manager, let's suppose I wanted to assign this lead to my salesperson, that is Aman. So I'm assigning this lead to the other salesperson, that is over here. So what we have done over here is that since we have performed an event over here, so the event based alert get triggered, and that alerts will get notified to the other salesperson that I was talking about is Aman. So even when the user, the other salesperson who's been working in the different part of the, or he's been navigating to the different pages, or whichever the form, or whichever the wherever the in the CRM he's been standing out there, he will be able to get notified with the notification along with the red dot that something, a new notification has been notified. So what exactly it happened over here is the event based alert get triggered in the background, and that gets notified to this users. So this could be applicable in all of the use cases. Like this was one of the use cases I'm talking about, like the lead is assigned. It could be more similar to the whenever the case has been assigned or record has been so in all of the combination, the leads gets updated or record status gets updated. In all of those combination, the event based alerts get triggered and get notified to the users based upon what level of alerts that you are sending it. So if I see it over here, so let's say if Aman is working on a different part of this account, since the flow has been running in the background, so it takes. So that notification bell icon along with the red dot. So there you see alert has been triggered, and being the Aman the salesperson, I can see a new alert over here. I can click onto it and I can see what was the notification, and I see this lead has been assigned. And without wasting a time, I can directly navigate to that particular record, and the salesperson immediately start work on this particular lead. Considering the same scenario on a real time, if suppose Aman has been working on this particular lead, and if let's say he wanted to update, or if he wanted to send any message to his sales manager, as in, so with the help of post notification, as I said, he can tag the user and he can send the what messages that you wanted to notify to Frederick. He can directly do it from here. Like I have sent follow-up mail and question have added up. So now, so with the help of this tagging of the users with the using the post notification feature, the other user, that is the tagged user, that is Frederick, can able to get notified in the CRM that something, a new notification that has been notified to him. If you go and check in the Frederick account, you should be able to see this. Let's see whether that's the case or not. So I'm into the Frederick account. I will click on the lead. So there you see, I got a notification along with the red dot. That is something new notification. I click onto it and see what exactly the notification is. So, and I received that. The salesperson who has sent me a message, like I have sent and follow-up email and the ban question with the help of post notification feature by simply tagging that. So this is something like how the post notification works, and you can use it in the event based or any users if you wanted to tag it and send any information you wanted to get notified that so and so, or you wanted to pass on the so and so messages. That is something doable with the help of our event based alert. And if you see within this, there are multiple alerts in the notification panel, and you see the categories as well: critical, warning, information, depending upon what level of alerts that you wanted to notify. If you wanted to send it as a critical, doable in the configuration, warning, information, everything has been doable depending upon what configuration that you have done it with respect to that alert. And also, like as I said, the search bar is for just if you wanted to search looking for any of the alerts or naming or searching for any of the leads that the notification that you have received in the notification panel. That is also something you can search it within the search bar as well. And also, if you dismiss this alerts, any user who has been dismissing this alert, in the alerts for Dynamics, we have this option of a notification where you can able to see. This will list out which all of the user has read the notification and which all of the user has dismissed the notification. So this gives the manager one step ahead that the users cannot able to say any like I didn't read the notification or I haven't received or I haven't dismissed. So this gives the manager a one step ahead in order to check of whether the user has read the notification or dismissed the notification. So that is how like the event based alert that you can able to see, and also the search options, the categories of an different levels of an alert. Now let's take another scenario. You may be thinking whether this alerts can be triggered based on any condition if we specify. Like if any condition, if it satisfies within the CRM, will that uh, alerts will get notified to users or not? So yes, taking a live example, let's say whenever any being the sales manager, let's assume the Frederick has been sales manager over here, as I said. So now being a sales manager, the Frederick wants to uh, wants his sales team to follow up on all those accounts whose invoices are in due by 15 days. So he wants the immediate follow up and get the payment. So he wanted to get notified to his salesperson that follow up on those accounts whose invoices are in due, and he wants to get immediate payment follow up for that. So this is the condition that which we are being specifying it over here. That is the rule or a condition based alert that we called over here. So what you need to do is within this application, I've already created and notified the salesperson the rule based alert. Let me show you how it looks and works. So over here, I've already created the rule based alert, defining the fetch XML query of like any accounts whose invoices are in due by 15 days in within 15 days. So that condition and the poll interval. So what exactly it will do is every 2 hours, it will check for this condition. If any accounts whose invoices are in due, then it will notify to the users. So what messages that you're conveying is the very important part. So that is something that which you can do it. You can create a multiple messages for a single alert. So that's how you see a couple of alerts messages over here. Like it's upon completely up to the user's choice how they wanted to set the alert, whether they wanted to set it as a pop-up form notification and what messages that they are sending it. Everything has been configurable in the messages that you are notifying to the user. So now this alert has been created, and when the users gets notified in the notification panel, how it looks. So let me show you the same. Since this also been notified as a pop-up notification in the notification panel, they will be able to see that this the account's name along with the messages that we have sent it. Kindly follow up and get the payment immediately. This is the message that the sales manager has created in the condition, the rule based alert, and that gets triggered. And these are all the accounts whose invoices are in due that has been notified to the salesperson. So now there may be these are multiple accounts, those invoices are in due. And if suppose the manager wants this compiled report in an email, so this is where as I said, the email digest workflow, with the help of an email digest workflow, the salesperson can compile all those notification and send it in a single email to the respective manager. So this how it looks when the user sends an compiled with the help of email digest workflow feature. You can send this in a single email and you will be able to see all of those notification when it was received at what time. So as I said, it is depending completely on the frequency interval that you selected. Whether you want that email digest workflow to be on a daily basis, that you want the email to be sent, that is doable weekly, monthly. It's up to the user's choice how they want this all the notification in an email digest that you wanted to know it or have it. So this how the so being the manager, he can able to see, or any users if you wants to have this notification in an email digest way, that is something doable within this alerts for Dynamics application. So now this how the condition based alert works. So this could be also applicable in many use cases depending upon your business scenario and the processes. So that is something very much doable using our alerts for Dynamics. Now, you may be thinking, what about the record level? If I can send, if I can set record level alerts so that the user, whenever opens the record, he will be get to notified, or he will be able to know how or what information that the user needs to know whenever he's been working on that particular record. So that is something pretty much doable with the help of our record based alert. That is, let's say Frederick is working on one of this lead, and if I wanted to know more about this, so already the if the sales manager is, or any uh, administrator or any user who has been already created a record level alert, and if any users open this record, they can see in the form notification this lead came from a long time partner handled with the high priority. So this is a form notification that has been given to the that has been notified to the users whenever the user opens the record, so that, oh, I see that there has been new notification, what exactly the information is, I can read it and I can work accordingly. So since this lead is on high priority, so I will handle it with the more care, with the more potential, looking out for it. This could be also applicable in many use cases, like if you are working on this lead and you have been setting up any any follow-up date with this particular lead, with a 2 months in touch, 3 months in touch, or a renewal follow-up that you wanted to get notified for this particular record. So yes, that is also something pretty much doable. Just you need to go into the related and get the depending upon your requirement. So this is the record level alerts. It works whenever user wants to set any based on the record level, any record, if they wanted to create an alert, that is something doable. And now the announcement based alert I could talk about. So now let's say whenever if the sales manager, being a sales manager, I'm taking that example. So if he wants to announce, make any announcement as a milestone achieved, or any kind of an information that you wanted to send it to the sales team, like annual general sales meeting or any information. So with the help of announcement based alert, he can able to he can able to notify those the alert to all the users, whether they are part of the same region or in the different region. So you can, the alerts will get notified to all the users. So being whether it is a sales team, you can specify the target audience, or you wanted to send it to the all the users within Dynamics CRM. That is something doable. So if you see over here, I've created an alert of milestone achieved, and you define the target audience. As I said, since now Frederick wants to send it to all the sales team who is across the globe, whether they are part of the German, French, US, UK, Canada, all across the globe if they are part of it, and he wants to send an alert, he will get created and he notify the users about the milestone achieved. Now, you may be thinking, what about if the French user or the French salesperson, how get is will he get it in the French language, the notification? Yes, we do support the multi-language notification as well. So let me show you the third salesperson who's been part of the French. So if you see over here, the logged in user or the base CRM language of this particular the French. So everything has been in the French, and if any notification that has been seen, the notification also set it in the French language over here. So this is the milestone that the notification that was sent by the sales manager. And if you see over here, this is something the rich text field. As I was talking about, we not only send a normal text messages supports, or it also supports the rich text field as well. It gives the users in the base language, or it's notify the user in the base language in which the alert should be shown to them. So this is how it gets triggered, and it supports the multi-language in the form of notification to all the users. And now, as I said earlier, if any notifications are rating up on a daily basis into the system, and you wanted to set the snooze option, so that is also doable. Like if you see the snooze option button in the notification panel itself, you can click onto it. You can set the hours, whether you want to do it on a 1 hour later, 4 hours, or 1 day, or any custom. Yes, that option is within the part of notification panel. So that the user gets stay focused on the respective task which they are performing, and later down they can work on the notification that they receive it. So this summarizes about how this alerts for dynamics application works, which notify the users at the right time with the right information so that they can immediately act upon it. So that by doing this, the it increases their productivity, and but with the increase in the productivity, it gives the overall the business value and the proposition to the increase in their revenue. So now you will receive a poll on your screen. I would request you to kindly cast your vote on the features or the functionality that you like the most in the alerts for Dynamics. So you will be receiving a poll on your screen. So it would be great if you can kindly cast your vote on the features that you like the most in the alerts for Dynamics. So I hope everyone has casted their vote. So it would be great if you guys can cast your vote on the features that you like the most in the alerts for Dynamics. So if all have done, then can we move on to the next step? If anyone is left, so I would request you to cast your vote. Okay, if all good, then let me switch to my presentation window. So Microsoft, so this alerts for Dynamics application is supported in the Microsoft Dynamics 9.0 above and Dataverse. which can be deployed in online and on premises. So now let's have the Q&A session. So if you can kindly put your queries on the chat window, I can happy to answer that queries. So let me stop sharing my screen and I can see the questions that we have received so that I can answer that accordingly. So we have received questions from one of our attendee. Are alerts configured to the user's specific or are they system wide? So yes, to answer this, it is as I said, user specific can be configured. Like we have provided the target audience where whom you can define how the alert should be, and that is something user specific. Also, you can set it, or you can if you wanted to send it in the system wide, that is option is also available. So that is something configurable within the application. Yeah. Any more questions would be highly appreciated so that we can answer that queries. I hope, Lisa, that's answer your query. Yes, we have another question. Are notifications available outside of, for example, email or in Teams? So yes, when I was saying like that you can notify the users in a three different ways, either pop-up form or an email. So that email notification, something pretty much doable. But as of now, we have Teams notification is not a part of this. However, we will take this suggestion and we will uh, take this feedback and I will put it into my tech team. However, the email notification is yes, it is something achievable using this application. I hope that answer your query, Lisa. Yes. Any other questions would be highly appreciated so that we can able to answer that. So any questions regarding the functionality or a technical related to the LS for Dynamics, you can put your questions in the chat window. So I can able to answer that. So if no more questions, then let me move on to the next step. Like if you so in terms of the trials, like if you need any assistance, so you can download the solutions from the Microsoft App Source, as well as the solution has been available in our website as well, which is www.inogic.com. You can install a 15 days free full functional trial and see how this Alexa for Dynamics works at your end, depending upon your business use case. And if you need any assistance during your trial period, you can let us know or drop me an email at crm@dynogic.com. We can assist you in setting up the things at your end. If in case any questions arises later down, post these sessions or any time, you can drop us an email at crm@dynogic.com where we can able to answer all of your queries. So if all good and no more questions, then let's wind up this session. So I really appreciate all of your time for taking this your valuable time and attending this session. And I hope you guys found interesting, fruitful, and value add on to your business use cases. So, so see you. Thank you. Very goodbye. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye, guys.